Hello and welcome to this vlog. One of the first things I want to talk about is the underground reservoir tour that the group and I did. These tunnels hold rainwater that is from the ground soil when heavy rainflow occurs, so that the city can avoid flooding and keep the citizens safe. There were certain thresholds of water that had to be met for the tunnels to be open and water to be stored in them, and most of it was run on computer systems and could be monitored from above ground. Additionally, we visited an incineration plant to see how waste removal is accomplished in Japan. The island has limited spatial resources, so they have to have an efficient way to remove trash. Truck drivers drop off their trash in this giant pit, and this crane scoops it up and takes it to be incinerated. The incineration process takes about 2 hours, and the energy generated from the incineration process is used to run the plant and can also be sold to help run other things in Japan. Additionally, the chemicals produced from the burning of trash go through filters so that they do not cause much harm to the people in the surrounding areas. Then we went to a replica of a older city in Japan. It was really cool to see. This was one of my favorite parts. It was made to be pretty accurate, and all the things inside were based off of what would realistically be inside the houses or around the town at that period in time. Here's a picture of some clothing that's hanging up to dry, I believe, and here's some more. Also, there was a lot of shrines in this village. There were lots of miniature ones, and then even inside the houses people had shrines. And here, this community that they replicated was a fishing town. So here's some water and life close to the banks of the river. And this was just a nice view of the miniature city. I really liked how I got to step back in time during this experience and see the little houses and how people used to live, and how there was also explanations about what each of the little buildings would have been used for. And the cat on top of the roof was a cute detail. I also liked how the food was pretty accurate, like it looks pretty real to me, and you could see how people would be getting food, taking care of themselves back in this time period. Also, I liked looking at the pottery and things that were inside the houses. There was lots of detail, and that made the experience a lot more fun and enjoyable. Overall, I really enjoyed visiting this replica ancient city. Finally, one of my favorite parts of this trip was visiting Miyajima Island, home of the Itsukushima Shrine. We had to take a ferry ride to the island, and then we got to see the shrine during low tide. But during high tide, it looks as though the shrine is floating in the water. It was really beautiful, and this was one of the biggest shrines that we saw during our time in Japan. The Itsukushima Shrine is considered a World Heritage Site, and it is a shrine for people of the Shinto religion in Japan. Additionally, the island was home to lots of wildlife. We found this koi pond with some of the biggest koi fish I have ever seen hidden behind a shop on the island, and there were also wild deer on the island. These deer were considered sacred, and the people on the island did not harm them. They were kind of aggressive and were not scared of people at all. One even took a bite out of my map. They would walk up to people and take their food and follow you around to get food as well. This was one of my favorite experiences, as I love animals, and it was really interesting to see deer up close because at home they are always afraid of people. Thanks for watching!